So today I'm going to prepare the caravan ready to go to the workshop. So one of the things we want to do is strip it down so I've got everything out of it and it can go to the workshop, get everything that needs to be done on it, and then we can start loading it back up. One of the reasons why we want to take everything out of it is because things like the curtains, get them all nicely dry cleaned, because it's been sitting around for so long. It'll just be worthwhile getting that done. So let's rip into it. Well, here we are. We've just pulled into the garage to get the work done. So let's hope it goes alright. I've completely emptied out the caravan and she's all dead empty. So yeah, she's looking good. The carriage looks a bit bare without the caravan or the chev here, so but I'm just going to show you something now. This is from, I emptied out the caravan before we went over to the workshop, so I could give it a real good clean up inside, and we could take all the squabs out, air them, do the curtains, all that sort of thing, because it hasn't been used for a while. So but I just want to show you something. This is this is out of our caravan with only 2 people, and this does not include things like our clothes or even the food. Just have a look at this. This is all the stuff that's come out, except for that little box thing there that normally sits in the chev or the nash. But this is all all the stuff that we've got in the caravan. Just amazing the amount of stuff you can have. It's just incredible. Anyway, so I digress. The caravan's out, being repaired. The chev is got the motor out and the gearbox being done and all that sort of thing. It's gone off to the painters to have all the engine bay done. So they're gone. So I thought I'd take this opportunity while I've got the space to do another tidy up in the garage. And then I want to start doing some work or planning for the work inside the camper van, which I haven't done for a few weeks. So going to make a start on that. So one of the first areas I'm going to tackle in the van, in the camper, I don't know if you heard that or not, but sounds like someone having a bit of fun. Anyway, is I'm going to tackle the area above the cab, the small area inside here, because if I make any muck-ups or anything in that area there, it's not going to show up too much, because I can always block it off for the time being. So anyway, so that'll be the first area to be done. So what I'm planning on doing, I'll just bring this back. Well, first thing I've got to do is empty out all this rubbish in here, as you can see. So once all the rubbish is gone and cleared, then I'm going to build the back frame, which goes right at the back, which has a little cupboard door on it. I'm going to redo that frame and line it, and I'm going to paint all this area inside except for the ceiling. I'm just going to paint it all white, and then I'll probably introduce a secondary colour to match the silver fern that's on the outside of the camper van. I want to bring that inside to use on cupboards and doors and things like that. So you imagine a white background and that lovely turquoisey colour on the cupboards. So, first thing I'll do, get rid of this junk in here. So this is the area now all emptied out, except for this is the current frame that was lined up along the back there. And it just needs some rejigging. It's just not quite right to fit up against the top of the roof lining here. It had a little bit of a gap, so I'm going to extend that a bit more. Now it just worked out for me to do that back wall lining all in there, and to get this, well, the frame, this here, to fit up there. First thing I've got to do is take that frame out and start taking that apart, because a lot of the fittings on the end of this, I'll swing this around so you can have a look. All the fittings etc. on the ends here need tidying up. You've got things like this sticking out. This looks all terrible along here, and it's the same on the other side. So what I want to do is get this all nice and shaped up, cleaned up, and then once I've done that, then I'll have a look at, there's the other side, which doesn't look too bad. But I still want to paint it white, I think. Still got marks and stuff on it. So I'm not overly happy with that. So yeah, so that'll be my first job, is tidying up all the edges of this, getting it all ship shape. And I'll show you what I mean. There was a inside, that little gap in there was the door. Now I'll show you what the door looks like. So here's the door, and if you have a look, it's all deteriorated along the edges, all down the sides, eaten away. So it's quite monkey at the moment, and it's all coming apart. All that's coming apart. The trim's falling off. So I'm going to scrap all this and put a new door on it as well. New door, new hinges, and we'll see how that looks like. So yeah, we'll start to make a plan for all this. So I'll probably start work on this next week, and see how well we go. The only part that I'm a bit confused about is I've got these two white side panels that came out of that area, and I think they go right in that corner there, in each corner. So may have to do something with those as well. And on top of that, I'm going to have to get in here, and you can see how the edges over there have sort of deteriorated, and this one here is the same. So we're going to have to straighten those up, and also the floor that's underneath this, I'm going to have to take that completely out and cleaned up and paint that white as well. So it'll all be whited out, and then we can start refitting that. So it does give me a lot to do. So as you can see, I've got a fair bit of work ahead of me in the coming weeks. So I'm going to do that in between while the caravan's away. Just work on the camper van and see how far I get with it. Alright, well that's about it, I think. On with the work. Well, it looks like work on the camper van is going to come to a stop before it even starts. And there's a very good reason for this. The Caravan is back. It's been done. So I'm really, really pleased about that. So we've now got new wheel bearings. The springs were re-tempered, and the bracket that you saw, the little split in it, was actually a cutout from, I believe, someone had a grinding wheel in there, and that has been completely replaced, and they've put in a steel bracket which was originally about 6 mil thick, and they changed it for a 10 mil thick, and that's where the spring actually sits on. And that particular bracket that was bent on one side and had to split in the other, that I showed in the previous video, is now being replaced with brand new ones, and also the nuts on the inside, they have actually welded them to that bracket, so now it's all lovely and secure. So everything's looking up. Caravan's all done, sits nice and even now, so that's really good. So slight change of plans. I'm going to do a bit more work on the Caravan, and when I get a chance I'll do some more work on the camper. So yeah, that's really good news. So very pleased about that. So we'll crack on to it. Next week I've got a few little jobs I'm going to do on it. So we'll catch you next week. Cheers.